Okay, so my Dexcom G7 CGM is coming to an end of its use. They last for 10 days, and I'm in the grace period now. Uh, and my app is informing me that I have only 1 hour 45 minutes uh, before my reading stops, and it says it over here. It's the time that I have left is 1 hour 45 minutes, and my G7 sensor lasts for 10 days. In case you need more time to replace your sensor, we give an extra 12 hours grace period. Your system works exactly as it did during the sensor session. So I think I'm gonna replace it now. And basically I can still see a reading 315, but sometimes it's just, instead of a reading, it says it's high. Doesn't give me an actual reading. So for now I'll just say remind me later, but I can see my history for the sensor showing current is 315, which is really high. Shows 24-hour period, and I can go back to, I think I can look at the graph for up to 24 hours. There's also like the last 3 hours I can look at if I wanted to, and I don't know what the other options are. Yeah, and I can set my high and low alerts. And so basically it shows me also my 14-day glucose summary. Doesn't exactly show me a graph, but it shows me my average, and it also shows me statistics on the time when it was in range. And basically if I go to this connections tab, it shows me that my sensor is expired and I have 1 hour 42 minutes to replace it to continue readings, I suppose. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna replace the sensor. It's yeah, so it's going down now. So if I go to connections again and click on this tab that says sensor expired, it tells me all the details about the sensor, that I'm in the grace period. It tells me when the sensor started. So it was 19th of December 2024 at 9:25 a.m. Shows me that it's expired. It shows me other details about the sensor, like the smartphone I'm using, the receiver, which I think this may refer to another device like a smartwatch, I'm not sure. And then the sensor itself says the sensor number 1854 and the serial number. So the sensor came in this box, and basically the serial number is here. Not the serial number, but the sensor number, I think it's called 1854, which is on this installation box. So I'm going to install a new sensor. I've labeled it as number 1 because this is the first sensor I've used. I'm going to just label the next one as number 2. So anyway, I'm going to open this because I'm going to put my old sensor in here, back in here, or dispose it, whatever the case may be. So anyway, so I'm going to install the new sensor now, and for that I have to first remove my old sensor. Okay, so I'm assuming it'll give me instructions on how to do that, so I'm gonna say uh, replace sensor, and basically it's telling me one stop, you can't restart your sensor. I have 1 hour 40 minutes anyway left, so basically I have to stop this sensor and then install the new one. So I'm gonna say stop sensor, find the sensor QR ID on the side of the applicator, and I can use a camera to scan it. Okay, so this is for the new sensor, I think, because the old sensor is stopped already. So I'm going to basically get the new sensor out, which is in this box. And that's what it looks like. It's the Dexcom G7, and it's got the instruction manual at the bottom, but this is the applicator, as they call it. That's the number that I'll need, 5098. So going back to the app, let's see, it's probably going to give me instructions on how to install the new sensor, and I can either use a camera to scan the code, or I can scan it into the, so basically this is the QR code that I'll try to scan. Basically it just tries to extract this number, which I can also manually enter, but let's try scanning it first to see if it can just scan the code. So I'll say use camera to scan code, and I have to give it permissions. So while using the app, I give it permissions to scan, and I'm supposed to hold the sensor QR code in front of the camera. So let's try that. Just gonna place it like this, and then let's see if it can scan it. It says sensor identified. So now it's giving me instructions on starting a new sensor, this sensor. So basically I think it's how to insert sensor is I can take instructions here. So it says choose sensor site by age. If you were G6 sensors, which I did not, on your abdomen, wear G7 sensors on the back of your upper arm. This is for ages 7 and older. And so I have to remove my old sensor. For ages 2, it's saying something else. Use back of upper arm or upper buttocks. Avoid areas with loose skin or without enough fat to avoid muscles and bones that get bumped, pushed, or while you're sleeping. Your waistband or your limitation, scarring, tattoos, lots of hair to keep sensor attached. It's got all these tricks. So next step is I have to clean and dry so sensor stays on. I've already washed my hands with soap and water and dried them. rub site with an alcohol wipe to get rid of all oils. So basically I have to first remove my sensor, then let dry completely so sensor will stick. So basically I have these alcohol pads which I'm going to use one of these. And I have to remove my oil sensor also, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put that sensor back in here, I think, and I'll open this at some point. So I'm just gonna move the camera so I can show my sensor, the old sensor. So I'm gonna remove my old sensor, which is on my arm over here. So the old sensor is actually installed in my arm here, and I have to remove this sensor over here. It's gonna hurt a bit, but not a whole lot. Oh yeah, it takes off some of the hair. And basically that's what the old sensor looks like. That's what it looks like. I'm just gonna use some alcohol swabs to clean the area where I took the old sensor out, and basically prepare this new sensor. So basically I'm gonna use this alcohol swab. I don't think there's any like marks or something, or needle marks or anything. Don't think there is, but I do feel it, the sticky part where existed before. So I'm gonna use these alcohol swabs. It's like a little okay, that should do it. And then what I'm gonna do is, that's the new sensor. So what I have to do is I have to first wait for this to dry, so it's not wet. And then the way I have to take this new sensor, and there's an arrow, it shows to twist it. If you're holding it up like this, then you're supposed to actually twist it so it's anti-clockwise. So I'm twisting it like so. So it's like a cap, so you twist it, and that's where you can see the new sensor inside. It's got a needle also inside, and basically it's ready to install. So what I have to do is just push this against my skin and then press this button. I have to press it put it at a point where I want to attach it, and then when it's close to my skin and snug, then I press this button and there'll be a click sound, and then the sensor will install itself. There's some glue also in the sensor, so it'll attach, and then I have to use this external tape around it to keep it where it is. So that's what I'm gonna do. The external tape is what they provide here. Dexcom provides this tape like this. So this will go around the sensor to keep it in place. And these are the instructions that they provide, but we already see the instructions in the part of the instructions in the app. Okay, so basically this, I take this, the applicator is what they call it, and then I put it up against where I want to put the sensor, which is I want to put it here, and all I do is I press this button and there'll be a clicking sound. So I'm going to do that now. There we go. So the sensor itself has been attached, and this is what that applicator looks like. It's come forward, it's not recessed anymore. There's this metal piece over here. I don't know what that metal thing is for, but basically it's not recessed. And then basically this is where the new sensor has been attached. It's at the back of my arm here. They say to press it gently, and then I have to, around this sensor, I have to use this tape like thing. It's like a circular tape with a hole in the middle, and it goes around the sensor. So I've removed the thing with the hole in the middle, and basically I have to place it just around the sensor so that the sensor, it sort of just secures the sensor in place like this. And then I remove this green tape. Once it's secured, I remove this green tape like thing. So this green tape comes out, and the rest of the tape stays. So now it's, hopefully it's secured, and then I can go back to the app and continue. There's going to be like a Takes about the app says it takes about 30 minutes for the new sensor to heat up, whatever that means. This is the tape that I attached, and that's the applicator with the cap. I can close the cap now, but it's going to ask me for that number, the sensor number that's on the side. So once I close this, it's kind of yeah, I have to press it down a little bit to close it. Okay, so it's closed now, and the number it's going to ask me is this 5098 eventually. So go back to the app, and this old sensor I can see if it goes back in here. There's a needle you can see of the old sensor. It's a very small needle, but basically I go back to the app, and okay, so now the app says let dry completely so sensor will stick, and then basically tell us the directions to follow that we already did. Unscrew cap, which we did. Don't touch the needle inside the applicator. Don't use the applicator if it's damaged or previously opened. Use applicator to insert sensor. Relax any muscles near site. Push down applicator against your skin until the clear ring disappears, and then keep it pushed down while you press the button, which is what we did. Then you have remove applicator. Save the applicator because you need the sensor ID later. Okay, make sure sensor is secure. Press the top of the sensor for 10 seconds, and then so I'm going to do that, and then rub firmly around the patch 3 times. So I'm going to do that now. Basically this is what it looks like, the sensor. Okay, going back to the app, and then I see, okay, I inserted the sensor, and let's see, apply over patch, which is what I already did. It's this green tape like thing. So it says you apply the over patch to keep the sensor to on your body. It is bundled with the instructions in the sensor box. Carefully pull off both clear liners without touching the white adhesive. Leave the colored liner on the over patch for now, which is what we did. Holding the colored liners tab, carefully place the patch around the sensor, which is what we did. Rub around the over patch, we did that. Remove the colored liner, leaving the over patch on your skin. Rub around the over patch again. Yes, adhesive patch kit says the longer you keep the patch dry and sweat free in the first 12 hours, the longer it may stick to your skin. When it gets wet, gently pat it dry as soon as you can. If it peels off your skin, trim the peeled parts and put on medical tape. Okay, so I think we followed all of this stuff. Now it's just a matter of saying done, and then now it's going to ask for now we're going to say new sensor is inserted, and so it's already got the sensor number from scanning it. Now it's basically searching for the sensor itself. I'm not sure how the sensor itself is powered. I don't know if there's a battery in there or something. Maybe there is, but that's a question that occurred to me. Still searching for sensor number. Want to confirm that it got the number correct. Yes, it is correct. 5098. Oh, I remember we have to probably make sure that the Bluetooth is turned on. I think so. I'm gonna go and check if the Bluetooth is turned on in the settings. Go to settings and connections, and Bluetooth is definitely turned on, but I want to make sure that uh, I don't know if it's DXC-MR7, DXC-MSK, DXC. This may be the previous sensors. Yeah, DXC probably stands for Dexcom. These are DXC-MU9. I'll go back to the app. Still searching for the sensor number 5098, which is it has not found as yet. Help, maybe. Searching for sensor. Usually takes less than 5 minutes. Okay, so it's not. Keep phone close, insert sensor to pair, check sensor number, move away from others wearing sensors. Okay, I don't have anyone wearing a sensor here. It's still searching for sensor number 5098. It's still not able to find the sensor, and it I think I'm gonna stop the video here, and then if it does pair up, if it does find the sensor, then I'll continue the video. Otherwise, I might call Dexcom support and look at troubleshooting help. Maybe go to help again. Troubleshooting tips. So I do have the phone close. I'm just holding up the phone in case it has something to do with it being on the table. Still searching for the sensor. Then go to help again. Keep phone close. Insert sensor to pair. Okay, I already have inserted the sensor. And check sensor number. Yeah, I already did that. $5098. And it's still not pairing. Just gonna check the sensor ID again, which is correct, 5098. So I think I'm gonna stop the video at this point and just continue it when the sensor pairs, or if it doesn't pair, I'm gonna call Dexcom and see what might be going on. If I look at connections, it says searching for sensor. Click on this. I have edit sensor ID, cancel search, smartphone is not paired. It's got the sensor number, doesn't have a serial number because it's probably not paired. There's no firmware and software number. This is, I assume, is on the sensor, but going back to the glucose thing, it's still searching for the sensor number. And I checked that I don't know if it connects by Bluetooth. I think it does, but I checked that my Bluetooth is on, so that's not the issue.